All right, and we're live with POS Podcast, episode 178. Just me and Saber for now. Jax will be showing up later. Um, I don't know about Tom though, but I know Hero couldn't make it for tonight. Um, but yeah, what's up, everybody? There's not too many things we're gonna talk about tonight. But there's some exciting things. Uh, and also not so exciting things. I guess like controversial things. Um,
Oh,
yeah. Um, might talk about them when Jax gets here. But yeah. So Saber, have you been past couple weeks?
I've been busy. Just trying to get some work done. I've actually had some time where it's like I'm not running around out of town or family members aren't, you know, collapsing. So it's nice to just stay in town and do my own thing. Um, I did some. It's funny because like watching King of the Hill, it's so weird to finally arrive at a point in life where you go, oh, I get it. Why are people so obsessed with home improvement projects? And I feel like it just kind of enhances your, I guess, your atmosphere, your environment. I did a bunch of home improvement projects yesterday or last week. I said yesterday, like cleaning the heck out of the garage. I got this little like storage, I guess, device where it hasn't been installed yet, but it hangs from the ceiling and it's like really good reviews. It can hold up to like 600 pounds worth of weight. And I'm like, yes, yes, this is my project. It's like Lego for adults. Adults who do Lego are
Other
like,
than
oh,
adult Lego.
right. But no, I just been doing a bunch of chores and projects around the house, work on some video stuff. It's so weird to be like when October rolls around, it's like, oh shit. It's like the last big, like it's like going up a roller coaster where it's like click, 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 and then you start dropping, and it's like, here we go, October, November, December, boom, year's over.
Yeah.
So it's been, and I feel like this is
It
also the
still
case.
feels like for me it feels like last month was like December 2021.
Right. So I feel that too. And I think and I feel like there has to be a science behind it of what like you recall a memory and it feels like it wasn't that long ago. But at the same time, the Will Smith smack happened this year, and that feels like it was two
Oh
years
yeah,
ago.
that happened in April.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. Unless we forget that like Ukraine was invaded and
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, a lot of things happened this year. And I guess that's just time. It's all relative. But yeah, this year in particular has been a long one, both macro and micro. But I remember in January of this year, I was like, I'm gonna take it slow for a month and never slow down. I think I think this actually might be the first time where it's slowed down for a little bit.
Yeah.
Still video projects, but I'm like, okay, whew,
Well, yeah, it's the
let's just get
winter CPM coming up.
and the election.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like a
So
midterm, so it doesn't feel as like I know it's important, but it's like it doesn't feel as big.
right, right, which is it goes to show that like I remember in 2020 during October, I was like, holy shit, like this is some of the most I've ever made in my life. I'm like, what's going? Oh, I'm like, this is the most bipartisan thing I've ever received. Or
Like
bipartisan
a
is
YouTube CPM from election ads.
right, and that's exactly what it is. They dump so much money into social media to get people to vote for them, respective candidates. So yeah, you're right. It probably won't be nearly as much as presidential, but I still am curious where it's like I think moving forward, it's setting precedent, and you're going to see a lot more resources coming in during these kinds of I guess campaigns. I don't know how close it is for midterms for like, oh, it's a close one. I don't know. I should look that up. But yeah, that's a thing. It's like I took into account where I'm like, well, huh, it's gonna be in early November, so let's get to work.
Yeah. Um as far as I've been going, I've been streaming a lot more. Because I started streaming a bit more in September, when Splatoon 3 came out, and just streaming with like Nesca and Tom, just like talking or whatever. And then I started like having like an actual schedule with the streams. I did that last week, and that was fun. I feel like having a schedule like that, as far as like having a stream like every night, and it's like later at night, so it's not like during the day, so I can do stuff during the day. I feel like having that, it makes the week don't not feel like it goes by so fast.
It's
For me,
structure.
yeah. So
which is
that's
good.
been
Good on
that's been
you.
helping me a lot. At least as far as like the perception of time, not feeling like it goes by so fast.
It's, you know what's so weird is when you've got nothing going on, it feels like it's both like eternity and also you feel like, what did I do? Like it went by so
Right.
quickly. Because it's like that's why I feel like I can never truly arrive into a lifestyle where by merit earned, I have a ton of free time to just do nothing. Because I've been there before, not out of my own merit, but more out of just like I can't. Like I've decided to be inactive, which
Yeah.
is like one of the worst things ever because it's like not only am I not yielding results, but I'm miserable and it's taking forever. But also, when you look back, you're like, where'd the week go? It sucks. But
Yeah.
I only say that so folks can relate that it is a shared sentiment and it's a toughie.
Yeah. It's been nice to like try to grow on a different platform as well with Twitch. Um uh despite like some of the controversies with Twitch going on right now, there's a lot. Did you hear about the whole TwitchCon thing of like that
There's
people
some girl
getting
broke her bag.
yeah, yeah, it was multiple people who got injuries at that like that foam pit thing that
Wait,
did not have any support under the foam. It was just concrete. So it's
oh
like
my god.
yeah, people fell and just broke things.
Oh man, that's
And
a bad
they
call.
didn't close the booth after the first injury. That's so yeah.
Wait, you said was there any other drama from TwitchCon?
Um I don't know. All I know is like I saw some like stuff from Techie posting and the whole like Lenovo booth with the weird foam pit that didn't have it deep enough.
Wolf. Well, huh.
Yeah. Um but yeah, anyway, I've been streaming a lot. I've been doing a couple like work streams where I'll like work on a video because I did that when I edited my pony review and just like having focus on that while I'm talking to the chat. So I'm gonna try to do that more often. It does help me keep focused by doing like some kind of stream. Um, but I'm just trying to take it slow, like one video at a time. Uh, I was a bit disappointed how the pony video did. It kind of underperformed, and I was very surprised. But I think that might be because I was talking to another like pony like VTuber person, and she said it might be because like after the G5 show came out, people kind of lost interest like almost immediately.
Yeah, there's definitely some shelf life to this kind of stuff, and I um maybe it also goes in tandem with folks like emotions where they're like, not only did I not enjoy the show, but like I feel no interest even digging any further,
Right.
and it's like, oh, at least G5 the film stimulated audiences and got things moving along, but I don't know. We'll see. G5's hmm,
Yeah.
that's a thing.
We'll see where it goes because there's that special coming out next month.
Another.
Yeah. um. But anyway, yeah. I like I said, I'm streaming on Twitch. I'm streaming again like this week, and we're gonna do a thing watching the anime Mario movie on Wednesday. Um,
That's gonna be
but-
interesting to see. I've never seen it before.
yeah, I haven't either. I've only seen clips of it, but like apparently like fans did like a 4K remaster, which is really cool. Um, but anyway, yeah, the Twitch is in the description of this video, and if you want to ask questions for the second half of the show, you can send in a super chat or ask us on Twitter. I'm not sure if Saber's going to be here for the whole show, but I know me and Jax will be here for the end. Um, but anyway, I guess we'll get started uh with something very interesting that came out last week. Um, and that is wait, oh dang, I have the wrong things up. I'm gonna I'm gonna rearrange things real quick. So anyway, I'm gonna move our webcams over here. Wait, are ours webcams? Okay, yeah. I did this on the wrong scene. Whoops. But
I
anyway,
see.
wait,
Okay.
what? Hold on, hold
You
on.
good?
Did I change? Did it? What? Oh crap! I did the wrong thing.
Oh.
I think I might have screwed up.
It's all right. Roll with the punches. You got this.
Yeah, I can do this. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Let me do that real quick. But Jax just came in.
Hello.
Jax, how you doing?
God, I'm eating.
What?
Oh, I'm eating, sorry.
Oh, you're eating.
Hold on.
Okay, here we go. Okay, I got it. I'll go ahead and put these pictures on while we talk about it. But yeah, the Mario teaser. That came out.
We're talking about
last
that
week.
now?
Yeah.
Oh, give me a second. Hold
But you can let Saber talk before we you can just go ahead and eat. Yeah.
What
Saber, man.
What you eating?
Chicken and mac and cheese because I'm hungry.
My man.
Yeah.
All right, what are we talking about now?
Oh, we're talking about the Mario.
Oh,
yeah, the Mario teaser.
Gracious me. Gosh, I guess it's cool to walk away from it being encouraged. It's been an interesting year of ups and downs going into content where it's like G5, the Lord of the Rings series, Game of Thrones prequel, Mario movie, it's like I don't know, man. And this one has bolstered my confidence, though. Chris Pratt, that's it. It's the linchpin of it all. Where
that's the only thing. Did you see the edits of it, or not edit, but animation somebody did where like they headed Linda, Linda from Bob's
Mushroom
Burgers.
Kingdom.
Yeah,
Here we come.
Yeah,
I
like
love
all they
that.
did was like pitch it up like 1%, and it's like that's Linda.
Well, barely. I mean, like even as is, it's pretty close. The inflections are definitely Linda.
Yeah.
And it's funny that Chris Pratt's like, I tried my best to do this voice. And to be fair, like I feel like as it goes, we all like to get hyped up and dissect things and make mountains out of molehills. But I do want to see the entire film, of course, and that's the best way to really see if he has what it takes. I will eat, my words if it ends up being where it's like, wow, he actually did okay. Because so much of this has to do with the entire conversation of voice actors and how they're treated in Hollywood.
Mhm.
And you have cases where you have like a Mark Hamill or a Ben Schwartz or a Jack Black, where it's like them from live action, but they segued over to animation and with voice acting. And they're good. They're actors who are good actors on screen and also good with their voices. And other ones where it's like because like Chris Pratt was, as we all know, as we all know, I think enough folks know, Emmett in the Lego movie.
That's the first thing I heard him in, actually, before like Guardians of the Galaxy or Jurassic World.
But that's one of those cases where he's well casted, because there are people where it's like, okay, you have a voice that's unique to you. How are you going to use an application? It worked quite well as Emmett. As Mario, I'm like, prove me wrong, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, I'm still curious to hear Seth Rogen talk as Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. Yeah.
Charlie Day as Luigi. I'm here for it.
That's good.
But it does go to show that voice acting has been Trojan horsed to where it's like you hope you can get someone like a Jack Black who can carry it while also being an A-lister. But more often than not, these roles are sacrificed in order to use them for marketing and awareness for like the actors' social media and it's a big old poster, big actors' names, dun 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 dun. Versus, it's like, who's the voicing this one? And it's like voice actors you never heard of. Like, most folks would be like, who's Grey Delisle? They've heard Grey Delisle. They heard her voice.
Yeah, like that. That's why, like in the Scoob movie, like none of like the cartoon voice actors were in it. Besides Frank Welker as Scooby Doo.
Which goes to show that, like, at that point, they're like, well, we need Scooby Doo voice. We can't bring in like, Morgan Freeman as Scooby Doo. It's it just goes to show that like it all goes back to the almighty dollar, and that's why like I do appreciate like Jax. I just don't you give me a moment, all right?
Okay.
I finished Rise of the TMNT. I love the voice casting of that show. That is a prime example of, we don't need an A-lister. We need good voices to fill these roles to bring the best out of them. Ben Schwartz was fantastic as Leo. He just so happens to be a fantastic voice actor and actor. So I think the same thing was for there's an interesting podcast. I watched it years ago, but it's like one of the it was the voice casting person from Batman the Animated Series, and how she was like instrumental in setting the table for big voice actors who would arrive early on in the 90s and continue on with very illustrious careers throughout. And she was the one who was like, okay, Mark Hamill, I guess we'll give him a shot. And he did it. And she's like, okay, him. Yeah, get him on.
Andrea Romano is who you're talking about. My mouth was full, but I was like, yeah.
There you go. So there's a conversation to be had. And I think the Mario movie kind of brings that up because it's like, well, what's the big thing here? It's about the voice actors. The visuals, the animation, that's been squashed. I think it's gonna be phenomenal. Which is wild to think for Illumination.
Yeah, it's crazy because like when I was so scared as to what this movie was going to look like, and when we got our first look like of Bowser's like giant like ship, like I guess it's like little lava world ship that he has, like coming into screen, and like it sets like a very good tone for the movie. And like when we first see Bowser, we're like, oh shit, he looks like Bowser. Like
he looks like Bowser.
Yeah.
So we're going to show you how like this makes you wonder how much of this is Nintendo like looking over the shoulder.
The thing is, like, yeah, this whole movie's been in development for 7 years. So like,
well,
they have been like on Illumination.
Well, they have to make this count because if not, it's gonna hurt them. So I mean, I feel like there's a lot to be said. I mean, story-wise, we'll see what happens. I don't know at all.
I think I can guess as to what like the whole like premise is going to be, because with Bowser, like he's collecting like the power stars. Either like the power star he gets in the teaser is like the power star, or it might be like a collection of power stars, and that's the last one he needed. And that with Mario coming out of the pipe. Out of the warp pipe, that seems to be going back to like the cartoons and stuff, and also like the original game in general, where Mario and Luigi aren't from the Mushroom Kingdom. They're from Brooklyn, like, or
they're
like,
Isekai.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, they might have it to where they come from New Donk City, which is like the new like world that was in Super Mario Odyssey or something. And that might be like where they're from, because like Spike Foreman is one of the characters in the movie. He was like one of the earliest people to speak out about the movie and saying he was cast as Spike Foreman, which is a character from Wrecking Crew, which is another NES game that the Mario Brothers were in. And it seems like, oh yeah, like these like Mario and Luigi are from this like city. And then they go down this pipe that they find that takes them to the Mushroom Kingdom. And I don't believe, because like some people are saying like, oh, are they going to come from the real world and it's going to be live action? I don't think that's the case. I think the case is like, I think the case is like the real world is actually just another world that's animated. And it has like human characters and stuff, like the Spike Foreman character. Minions. And that also might be where Donkey Kong and Cranky Kong come from. Because if it's like New Donk City, that might be where I think there was something about a leaked script or something, or synopsis to where like Mario and Luigi, or Mario had already had his glory days by defeating Donkey Kong one time, and that would be like a callback to the original Donkey Kong arcade game, which would be interesting to see, like, oh yeah, Donkey Kong, like,
dude, this is gonna be leading up to like at the end of the credits. You're gonna have like
Sonic,
like no,
and Detective Pikachu come in.
No,
like...
gonna have we have to build up the Super Smash universe. So
yeah. You got two of them. Well, I think
Metroid walking.
This trailer looks pretty damn good. And I actually, at my wedding that I went to, my friend's wedding that I went to, I had talked about it with friends because they were just like, what's new and stuff like that. And I like that they were interested in it too, because it's just like they're not interested in most of this video game stuff. But it was just like, oh no, it was fun to talk to like the quote unquote normies or something about that stuff. I thought that was fun. But the whole thing, again, with Chris Pratt, I've thought about it for a bit. Again, I need to hear the full thing. Right. I like that it does sound like Linda. And like one of my friends, and people have been saying this is online too, but like Like I love Charles Martinet and stuff like that, but I couldn't imagine that type of we gotta go get Bowser.
I do see people argue that like Charles Martinet could do like a sort of altered Mario voice.
But do you think like okay, but like has he? But like what? Well, because
the thing is like Charles Martinet is like voice acted in other things before. Like he was a like someone in Skyrim.
Oh yeah, I know. Like he's a fantastic actor, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I also saw people because I was just going through people's things because I don't care either way. I'm just interested in the movie because I think it would have been cool if he could do like a normal voice, something like that. And then some people were like, "Well, has he done that before?" I'm indifferent to that. I think for a movie with Mario to like talk like how he did like in the cartoon or like more like hell even like Bob Hoskins in that god awful movie.
Because like
I
the
think
thing is like when Charles Martinet first auditioned for Mario, he did try the Brooklyn accent. But then
what does it sound like?
Yeah. There's some video of it on
and what?
On
but
YouTube.
What does that sound like though? Like did it sound like actually?
It's much deeper. For what he tried for that, but then they said like how about a happy Italian guy, and then like they were like, oh, perfect.
But was it okay? Because like again, like there's a difference between like okay, that voice that you're saying he started out with that was much deeper versus like it's me doing that like in bits sound bites. Like that is colossally different than the entire thing. So like how would that voice, that deeper voice you heard, like how would that sound through an entire film? Like do you think that would be like too goofy? Like how would that sound?
I don't know, because I did see also people posting like Charles Martinet used to do these Instagram videos with his little Mario and Luigi toys where he'd voice them and them like talking to each other. And it's like that sounds fine of them like talking.
Okay,
to each other.
Okay, because I'm good either way. Like because I think Jack Black
Nintendo told him to stop. It was like stop doing this.
Oh no, I can imagine. I can imagine because like for me, like if Mario has like a deeper voice or something like that, it doesn't bother me personally.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that like Chris Pratt didn't like when he sounded just like sounded like Linda, so it didn't really grab me per se. Like versus like all the
I do want to hear more.
Yeah, when I hear more, like hopefully like it does.
Yeah, we might get like a full trailer in December or something.
Right. Yeah, it's hopefully. Oh, what is Tara saying? People are saying, "Oh, Tara had some words."
So. Oh yeah.
What'd she say?
She's typically so reserved.
Oh God! Remember when she went off on Chris Rock?
I do. But I do want to say, like, I'm very impressed by Illumination. This is the best thing they've ever produced visually. Just from this teaser, I'm like, what the fuck? This is Illumination.
Again, it's Illumination with Nintendo guidance and Japanese draconian, like do it, to the T. Because they're Nintendo, they're good at anything. It's good at like when they actually need to really focus
it's funny because with Minions 2, when that came out, they had to delay it 2 years. And it's by far their best looking movie, I think. As far as like animation sequences and stuff goes. So I think it's just like if Illumination gives themselves the time, like they can make like really good looking stuff.
Yeah, most definitely. But yeah, it's gonna be hype. It's gonna be hype, hopefully.
Yeah, like Ryan said, they've gotten extremely good with textures. Like the way Bowser looks is really great. And also, exactly. I wasn't expecting like what I was going to hear out of Kamek. With Kevin Michael Richardson, because like that could either go two ways. And I was looking up a video about Kevin Michael Richardson and his voice acting career and how he has an incredible range.
No, he has incredible range. Yeah. Like on the Cleveland show, he was that white redneck. Like I had no idea for a long period of time. I was like, shit, yeah, that was him. And
he was both him and Cleveland Jr. Yeah.
Yeah, he is a fantastic talent. So I'm glad that he's getting more shine.
Yeah, and I'm already used to Charlie Day as Luigi just because of the different like videos that people have made with like Always Sunny clips. with Luigi.
Yeah.
And then Anya Taylor-Joy, I've only know her from The Witch. Is like I'm sure she'll be a fine Peach. And one thing
like I said last week.
The one thing I was surprised to hear was Keegan-Michael Key's voice as Toad. I was like, oh, they pitched it up, so it sounds like it would be a Toad voice.
Bless you.
Sorry
about that. No,
He,
at first when I heard Bowser, I was like, "Is that actually Jack Black?" And it's like, okay, now I hear it.
yeah.
But like, maybe this casting won't be so rough. It's just again, it is Chris Pratt as Mario. But I also understand, like y'all were saying, like, can you listen to the entire Mario movie with which leads me to think, like, well, I guess the question being asked is here, like, because video game adaptations of voice just struggled, and it wasn't until recently where they started to finally get their footing. And I'm not sure much
Oh
of that
yeah,
has
she
to do
was
with
in the Playmobil movie. Ryan said.
oh my god, that was a thing. The Playmobil movie. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, that shit.
But yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah.
Optimistic.
Yeah, I'm way more optimistic than I was before after seeing this teaser.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see Bowser. So yeah.
Yeah.
Just about
Yeah, and from what was at New York Comic Con when they showed this there, Jack Black said like, "Oh yeah, there's going to be like a musical thing for Bowser." So that's great.
Of
I'm hoping that
course.
I want
Yeah.
Bowser to like become like the anti-villain in this, where it's like bring in another villain who's worse, and Bowser has to team up with Mario. I need that.
Yeah. Well, I figured they might do something like that for the sequel. Because
Yeah.
I can guarantee
7
like if
years
this
from
makes
now.
over $1 billion, they're going to do a sequel.
$1 billion. I mean,
It's Illumination. That's the
Zootopia.
thing. Like Illumination is fucking
you know
a
what?
beast at marketing.
You are right. You are right. I mean,
And
we might
paired
see
with
something...
Nintendo, who is also very good at marketing.
Yeah, you are right. This actually might be a match made in heaven. We'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
We have what 7 months until this comes out, or maybe 6 months. Like, yeah, because like a little over 6 months until this comes out.
That'll blow by fast, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, yeah. And we'll probably have a trailer in December, and I definitely want to see the first like official trailer. Other than
I just want to hear
because
the voices because
Yeah.
this trailer already sold me. Typically, I do this thing where if the first trailer sells me, I don't need to watch anymore.
Yeah.
But I just want to hear the other people's voices.
Me
Right.
Like
too.
that's
Yeah, that's why I want to see the trailer that comes out after this, because this was just a teaser with a couple of scenes. So I'm sure we'll hear like the other characters in the next trailer that comes. But anyway, let's move on to something less positive.
Something.
So David Zaslav is continuing his crusade against animation. Where Craig of the Creek and its spinoff, the new spinoff coming out, Jessica's Big Little World or Little Big World, I forgot
Little Big
exactly what
Planet.
it's called. Little Big Planet. The episode order was cut in half, which is crazy because like Craig of the Creek's been like very like successful for Cartoon Network, so that's really weird.
I mean, we have a recession looming, so I mean, it's gonna get worse.
Yeah. And also like just all the things with Warner Brothers Discovery where there's just a controversy about that with the stock going down and like them like inflating numbers for their
So for the stock stuff, like yeah, they took a hit, like made some bad moves, but like and I'm not trying to be like so there, but like that was a collective market like downturn. Like everybody went down. So when people are screen capping that, like look at the stock shares. I'm like, well, look at everything. Everything dropped like 6% that day. Like literally everything. Again, everyone's hedging their bets because like the market's about to shit itself, and we're about to, we're probably already in a recession, like starting already. So all these billion-dollar companies are like, kill all the pores, get them out of here now, so we can just hoard our shit. So like that train of growth that happened after 2020, like with COVID hit, which is weird because you think it wouldn't have happened, but like it was a bit of a renaissance era for like 2 years, and then it just stopped and turned on a dime.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm just wondering when we're going to stop hearing about like stuff happening at Warner Brothers Discovery.
I don't know.
Because this like something new happens like every week over there. That's all I really have to say about that for the moment.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens next.
Yeah. All right, Jax, you ready to talk about this?
What? Which one?
The Velma Wars.
The Velma Wars.
Velma
yes.
Wars. Yeah, there's
I've had talks.
Yeah, there's a new movie coming out. The Cartoon Network actually just posted about it today. It's coming out in like the 14th, so like on Friday.
Another movie? Wait. Are you talking about the one that came out?
Yeah, this is the movie that that we're talking about. Like because like
yeah, because that was out.
Yeah, because it hadn't like come out on like TV yet, I guess.
Oh, okay, yeah. Ryan said that was out, but like the Velma Wars. Okay, so like here's the thing. I've talked to so many like people about this whole thing just because I wanted their perspective. I didn't want to be like, oh, the fucking heteros talking for this or like that. It's just like I'm just because I was curious because like every time I've seen Velma in like everything and stuff like that, I like there was that whole thing of where it's just like they came out and said, "Oh, Velma is officially a lesbian" or something like that. And this new thing, like I think that's one of the things people need to like make clear. It's for this new thing. It's not the character in general. Like there's a multiverse of different Velmas out there.
There are so many different Velmas, and we're gonna talk about the other Velma too.
Exactly. No. Yeah. We're going to talk about all that Velma shit in a second. But like, no. All right. So there's a multiverse of Velmas out there, so they can literally be whatever. But like, I just in general have always taken Velma as bi because like literally let's break this down. Okay, so like, all right, in the early show, like occasionally she would just like hang out, but then like in the movie she would like get with like or have crushes on some of the dudes in the films. And then like in the live action movie, James Gunn wanted her to be a lesbian, but that was like 2001, so they're like, yo, fuck that, no, that isn't happening. So they like made her get someone else. But then Cartoon Network had all those things with her and Johnny Bravo, and so it was just like, oh, she's dating Johnny Bravo. It's actually a very long ongoing storyline. Chat, if you haven't seen it, there is like this whole long ongoing storyline from the 90s. It was beautiful. 90s Cartoon Network is just chef's kiss. But then like in various movies she like that. But then like in Mysteries Inc. Incorporated, they said that Velma was
Incorporated.
Yeah. That one. Yeah. So they said that she was supposed to be a lesbian at the end of that. But as me and Paleo, who watched the entire show, go, it always felt like she was bi. It was just like, oh yeah, this or that. And I know people can switch in that, so I don't want to like talk for anyone else or something like that. But it just feels like it felt like they wrote her as bi, and I know what they're saying and stuff like that. But then like there's other stuff where like she was in Supernatural, Scooby Natural. By the way, if you've never seen an episode of Supernatural, watch the Scooby Natural episode. It is fucking hilarious. Okay, just to hear like fucking Shaggy go, "What the fuck, man? I'm gonna die!" Some shit like that is just hilarious. The shit is beautiful. I highly recommend to anyone out there. Scooby Natural is just great. But like Velma was crushing on Sam Winchester on that and made out with him at the end of it. And so like, yeah, it's just like all this time, I just was like, I always took her as like a bi person. But then on Twitter, there was this war between the lesbians and the bisexuals, and it was heated. And I was just scrolling like, what is going on here? Like they were going in on each other. Like lesbians were just like, oh, why are you bi so fucking annoying? Just let us have something. And then the bis were like, oh, okay, look, I'm just sick and tired of every time a character likes one or the other, they just immediately become this. And then they were talking about that scene from The Boys and stuff like that, where like it was like with Queen Maeve, and it was like, you do know Maeve is bi, right? Oh, we just think lesbian's an easier sell because of this. And so it was just like crazy seeing these people counter each other back and forth. And it was wild. I just like, bruh, internet stay wild. And it just like honestly, Velma's just horny. That's all it is. Velma is just horny. That's all this is. All right. And that's completely fine. That is completely fine for this woman just to be super horny. Okay. That's what it is.
God, it's like a Russian nuclear submarine, docks and we can't find it. But yet we have to fight over the sexual, persuasion of a fictional character.
Right.
It's just, I don't know. I mean, like
it's silly. It's a cartoon.
I feel like the thing that gets me is that like I feel like representation, of course, is important, but like now corporations are really good at this shit where they can just tweak things and get a rise out of folks and be like, look how cool we are. And it's like, bro, Velma, like, I wonder how many folks also who are fighting over this even watch Scooby-Doo.
Right, exactly.
Right.
They just want to fight.
Or haven't watched it since they were a kid, or like only the original. Because like there
here's the thing.
there are a billion like iterations of Scooby-Doo.
No, okay, but here's the thing. It's always
the crime here is that the goddamn Scooby got dropped out of the Velma series.
Yeah,
excuse me.
We're gonna talk about that next.
That is wilder to me than anything else.
It is. No, we can add this on to it with this.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna change the image to the Velma image now.
Use it.
This is the adult like series that's gonna be on HBO Max called Velma. Where she's the main character, played by Mindy Kaling.
And they made Shaggy, brother, but all the black people are just like, wait, what? I love that. Like
his name's Norville?
His name is Nor. I'm shook to my core, bro. Like, but then there's just like people just, Shaggy got an N-word pass. That's always fun. But then there's some people just like, this is why though? Because like this show, okay, so it's by that woman from The Office, Mindy, the Indian woman herself, or I'm sorry, I don't know what proper.
She's Indian.
Indian, okay. So she's doing that. The trailer for this sounds so meta, which is like, I know they were going for. I don't know if that was actually Roger L. Jackson, who's the voice of Ghostface and Mojo Jojo, doing the killer voice on the phone. But funny enough, Matthew Lillard was a killer in Scream, so they could have played with that as well.
Yeah.
So like, whatever. So it's weird. But this is going into that thing of like shows just being so extra meta that it sort of goes like, okay, no, I'm supposed to make that joke, not you. Okay, like it's just like. I don't know how to like phrase it properly, but it's like it's one of those things like, no, we're saying all the stuff that the audience would say, and you don't get a chance to say it. And it's just like, okay, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But then like in the trailer, I'm just like, okay. I mean, it's interesting. I'll wait for the show to come out, but it wasn't anything that made me go like, I'm laughing my ass off. Well, whatever. I'm just doing that. I was just like, okay. I mean, it's interesting, interesting concept. And then like, we got Asian Daphne Black, Shaggy, or Norville. Because Shaggy
I have the other image up here with the other cast where Constance
and
Wu,
Freddie's still white.
Yeah,
so.
Constance Wu is Daphne, Sam Richardson is Norville, and Glenn Howerton, Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia is Fred. So that's interesting.
It's just an interesting concept of like why and then like the whole thing is you took out Scooby, which honestly we've seen Scooby done so well in adult shows like fucking Venture Brothers. You remember when he was fucking like the son of Sam and like Shaggy was like, I can't do it, man, I can't kill. You must kill and shit like that, and it's just like, and like he was the only one who heard the dog.
Yeah,
and like
it's
like
weird. It's weird because apparently the creators said like, oh yeah, Warner Brothers said not to use Scooby, in this because like apparently that's what makes Scooby-Doo a kid's show is like, okay, what? Like,
well, did you someone I saw something in Twitter replies where someone said like, so the original tweet was like how Scooby got dropped, and someone said, okay, so what was the original property that was pitched that was like morphed to Scooby-Doo? Like them saying like, well, I can't do your original property, but how about a Velma show? Just do your character as Velma. And it's like that very well could be a case. Who can say? But like, I don't know, just find it. I mean, and also the case of like we can't have Scooby in adult situations. That's a no. But that being said, they had it with Harvey Birdman.
Harvey Birdman. Yeah. Venture Brother. Like actually there's so many like this it's so good. Like fucking Scrappy got eaten by that damn bird.
Like multiple times. That bird has a name, good sir.
Yeah.
I forget its name. But what was the fucking bird's name? What was it?
Well, I guess Eagle.
No.
Harvey Birdman Bird.
Someone Google it, please.
I'm Googling it now. Harvey Birdman Bird. Avenger.
I like when the bird's like wearing little like old person glasses down the crest of his nose, like reading books, and he's like, rah.
Right.
That's another cartoon trope I like is we have got like characters like if Bowser did that, I'd be like, yes. I fucking love that shit.
They're so good. It's so good. What? So is Scrappy gonna be in this then?
I don't think so.
They can't use Scooby, so I guess like Scrappy was the villain in that movie. Yeah, Jay and Silent Bob had that whole scene where Velma was like that, and they stole their organs. And even though it was a dream sequence, but that shit was funny. Like it's just there's so many funny things you could do with a dog that in this. It's just like that just takes me out of it. It's just like, bruh, you telling me you can't add a fucking like literally if Scooby didn't talk at all, that would make it funnier. Like that would make it funny. Like, or like him just smoking pot in the back of the thing, but now it's just like, oh, whatever. It's just it's
Yeah.
it's silly. It's
the
silly.
year of Velma, that's for damn sure.
Right?
Mhm.
God, Daphne's down.
All right. Next thing, Jax, we can talk about this. I just watched this today. Is Werewolf by Night.
Yeah,
which is the
that shit was
Marvel special
great.
presentation.
They need to do more of those special presentations. That shit was fucking great. That is my favorite Marvel thing so far. Like for people who don't know, Werewolf by Night was a comic they did back in the day, and Moon Knight actually first appeared in that. So I was hoping he was going to make a cameo appearance in this. You said what?
What is it exactly? Is it a werewolf guy?
Yeah, it's a werewolf. Like it's like so Marvel had all these different monsters. Like they have like the Mummy, they have Dracula, they have all this stuff. So like it's a good way for them to introduce their MCU Blade too, since he like hunts all this shit as well. So like that's what this was. So like in this short, it's about all these hunters coming to get this stone for like a power or something. The Bloodstone. And they have all these different hunters, and one of them is, the Werewolf by Night, as they call him, whatever. And he is like just trying to help get his friend out of there, which is one of my personal favorite. Man-Thing. I love Man-Thing in this. He's so good. Like Man-Thing, for people who don't know, think of DC's Swamp Thing. Like, and he has like this. He is like, think of a Moss Man elephant with a elephant trunk head, like that is what he
kind of looks
is.
like a Cthulhu looking thing.
Yeah, Cthulhu looking thing, but he's fucking adorable, like King Shark in the Suicide Squad. So I fucking love this version because like if people remember in 2005 there was actually a horror film based on Man-Thing, and it was more practical effects. And he was more a villain in that movie. He was just more of like a scary monster or stuff. But like in this, they play him how he is more in the comics, where he's just like a thing just going around. His name's Ted, and I like that little aspect. But I loved his dynamic. I loved how gory this fucking was. Like it was fucking like I think Corey said this on Double Toasted, but like it's so true. Like you can get away with so much blood as long as it's not red. Like as long as it's
because like this whole thing is black and white.
Yeah, the whole thing's black and white. So you could like show like blood hitting the camera. You could show like people's heads getting cut off. You could show like people getting disemboweled and stuff like that. And it's just like that was so good, and it was just such a nice thing. And I was just like excited through most of it. I was just like, oh wow, this is really good. I'm enjoying the characters, and it's not too comedic. Like it has comedic elements, but it's not like overly like, oh yeah, this is so happy go get. Like there's some parts like that are just like fun, but it fits naturally with it. And yeah, I really had a good time with this. Like I really, really did. Like I wanted more. It's on Disney Plus, and it was just I loved it.
Yeah,
what did you think? I'll check it out.
Yeah, definitely do. It's a special too, so you don't need to watch anything.
Yeah, it's only like 50 minutes too. But I actually did see that. Yeah, I did see that Laura checked it on Letterboxd, so she's already seen it.
Good.
Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Were there any like horror Easter eggs that you could like? I
mean, like besides like a bunch of stuff to the 1950s movies, like with like the way it's filmed, the way it's shot.
I know, like also like the title card and like the end card. It was like, oh, that looks like a very like classic like horror like style from like the 30s or 40s for like a horror movie.
And also they had that special thing from like the 70s and 80s that would like be like, you're about to watch like a special presentation, which is usually a cartoon at night, which was rare back in the day. So like, I thought that was really, really cool that they were able to bring that in. I thought I liked the little, there are like little Easter eggs here and there, just like various things of like, monsters in the background or stuff like that. And I mean, it's just like general stuff. Like we pick up on it, like like Boris Karloff's Wolfman, stuff like that. And then like the guy, he he isn't a werewolf. I guess he is. It's like he's a
look,
werewolf. He's more wolf man.
Yeah, he looks more like like the classic Wolfman like style.
Yeah. Because there's like 3 kinds of werewolves. There's like the big ass wolf, and then there's like the furry buff ass
furry wolf. Yeah.
And then there's like the I'm a man wolf man, stuff like that. So like that was a cool little thing they did, because in the comics he's more werewolf. So like I mean, like honestly with this, I'm just so curious of like if they can bring in like Ghost Rider and then like Blade and then like fucking I mean it would be interesting if they brought Morbius in, but like I don't want them to, but it'd be interesting because that's what happened in the comic books. So it'd just be like, oh god, that would be insane. But yeah, I really had a good time with this, just because it was just a simple thing. It was short. It wasn't like a requirement where it's like, oh, you have to watch 8 episodes of this show. Some may be good, some may be really terrible. Oh, you have to watch like an entire movie thing of this. It's just like, no, here you go. Enjoy it this Halloween. Just sit down, watch it. I'm like, oh yeah. And then like, yeah, it was, I really had a good time with it. So definitely, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out, people.
All right.
Give it a check.
Yeah, definitely do.
Right. Vulture.
The Vulture.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know why I'm here, but I'm here.
Last thing that Jack's can talk about before we go to Q&A. Yeah, and you just saw this Hellraiser, the new one that came out on Hulu.
Yeah, I did. So here's what I'll say. First, the thing I like that all the Cenobites are very androgynous. So like there's like I believe Pinhead is portrayed by a trans actress, and she does the voice really well. She's they do the voice really well when they are portraying Pinhead. Like they're able to get those mannerisms down. Like this new Pinhead is just like, oh damn, like that is cold, that is cool. And then like they have these other Cenobites that are just like horrifically mangled. And I'm like, oh god, that is great. And then they're not all, the way they're built is like, instead of like wearing like skin tight leather like the original Cenobites, they're all just like freaking like, it's their skin is like peeled and violently mangled and shit like that. And it's just like, it's horrific, but it's just like, it's so perfect for these upgraded Cenobites.
For those who are the uninitiated, what are cinnamon bun bites?
Cinnamon bun bites.
Cenobites.
Okay. All right. So there's this thing called the cube in the box, which is basically what it does. And the easiest way to explain this possible is like, there's this box that if you open the box and it will offer you pleasures, but the way it is more of a masochistic pleasure. So like for them, it's like pain is just like, oh, they're always saying like, this is a world of sensations that you've never dreamed of. It's just like, you think you want this, but you actually want. And then the way they talk about it, it kind of lures you into like, you think you felt sensations, I could show you a whole new world and shit like that. But it's just like the most horrifically violent shit that you could ever do to a person. And so what happens is some people, they get so mangled and fucked up by the box when they open it and let this happen to them, that they become Cenobites. And Cenobites' whole goal is to get people to experience the pleasures of pain and all that stuff. So like they're just like really fucked up emo kids. Like it's just like, that's how like that's what they used to call like Pinhead back in the day. Like is like one of the coolest goths you'll ever meet, because it's just like that's what they want to do. They want you to entice you. And one thing I like about this movie a lot is, compared to the original film was just like a puzzle box that you twist and you open like a Rubik's Cube. Yeah. In this new one, the way it works is like, it's a puzzle box, but when you hit the configuration right, it slices you. And what that does is it makes your blood go into it, and then that activates like, okay, you wanted this pain. You were playing with the box, so you obviously want to get your dick ripped off, right? All right, come on, we're gonna do this now. And so it's just like, oh fuck no. And so they all are doing this like the main girl is like trying to get her brother back, because what happens is she's lured to this place to get the box, and she has no idea what it is. And I'm just gonna say it, like most of the main cast of this film I do not like. They're like that like millennial fucking crowd of just like a bunch of people I didn't like. It's very progressive though. Like there's a gay couple, there's like again, the Cenobites are all very androgynous. Like And when they hurt people, you feel that shit. Like you feel like there's this part where this person is getting like their flesh like ripped from their skin. Like it's like meat. And it's just like they are screaming so loud that it feels like, oh fuck, I feel that. Like, oh God, oh shit. I actually there are some parts I would feel like I had to turn away, but it was like so like brutal that way. But the main cast, I did not care about them like I did with the original cast. And they're doing all this like really fucked up stuff. And the reason the girl is trying to get this box open is because her brother
Out
uh,
of the box.
yeah, out of the
Out
box
of
comes
the-
Pinhead to rip your dick off. Yeah, and so shit. It's terrible shit. But like I missed an entire plot point. So like the entire thing, there's this guy who's like this super rich guy, and he's trying to get the box back to himself because he fucked up. He got it to because once you get the box solved to its 8th degree, you have to sacrifice like 8 people to get whatever you want. The Cenobites will grant you any wish, sort of like a fucked up Dragon Ball. So like they will literally give you any wish. And so like he wished for sensation, and they give him sensation, which is just Cenobite sensation, which you do not want. And so like the entire movie is like he physically can't die because of what this thing did to him. And so like they attach this thing. I won't like give too much away or stuff like that. Like I mean, like this is kind of like talk about some stuff, but like they do some stuff to people where it's like, oh yeah, you thought this would kill you. No. We arranged it in a way so it avoids this, but it specifically hits your nerve endings so that you will always feel this. So no matter what, like, and then we'll switch it up so you never go numb. So like the way it would work is just like there's this like pain thing they put on you where it's like, oh yeah, you think that you'll eventually like pass out from pain or go numb. It's like no, we're gonna switch the timing up. And then like it's just like, oh, and it's just like the guy is like living with that shit, and it's fucked up. It's really fucked up. And the entire movie is just these people trying to get the box, solve it, and then bring back a friend that they lost because they're just like, I accidentally opened this box, I got my brother taken, I need to get him back from it. And then I will say after a while it really starts to drag in the middle because whenever the Cenobites are on screen, I'm like invested. I'm like, yeah, let's fucking do this. But when I'm not invested is when the people are just these fucking teenagers or like not these fucking mid 20-year-olds and stuff like that talk about shit that I don't care about. I don't like them. And then you barely see the Cenobites. This is like a 2-hour movie too. The original is like a classic 90-minute movie where it's just like you got all the story and beats in. But yeah, it was this one, it felt like it dragged in a lot of places. And then the ending, I just say it was it was just in some places. So overall, I would say I really like the Cenobites. I really like everything they were doing. I really liked the gore scenes. I thought they were really well done. I like the designs. But overall, as a film, I thought it was like if you want to rent, like again, it's like on Hulu, so you can literally just watch it at your leisure. But like overall, I wouldn't say it's like as good as the original one. I wouldn't say it's as good as like the first 2 Hellraisers. The first 2 were good. Third one's fourth one is when they start going downhill. But yeah, like it was an experience. I'll say that.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I have to bounce, guys.
Okay.
But you all have a good podcast, and catch you all around.
Later.
See you, Saber.
Bye.
Let me know if you need help with Ninja Turtles.
He didn't hear you.
Yeah, no, of course I didn't.
All right, I'm gonna switch us over here. I need to change the webcams again because I screwed it up. Anyway, we're gonna do Q&A now. So if you want to ask questions, just send us a super chat or ask us on Twitter. It's just me and Jax here at the moment.
Yeah.
But I did get a question from Dale18, being a member for 13 months. Thank you. Saying, any opinions on 4K videos? Have you thought about upgrading to that level? If so, what are your thoughts on 4K being locked by YouTube Premium paywall? Yeah, that's a recent change to YouTube. They
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, they locked the 4K video behind YouTube Premium, so you can't watch 4K video for free anymore.
Mm-hmm. Okay, whatever. I don't have 4K. 1080p is solid for me.
Yeah. I don't really see a reason I would need to render anything in 4K, at least for the stuff I make.
Yeah.
Like I could understand like if Jax, if you had like a 4K camera and you were like filming like
A workout or something,
a
right?
workout of like, you know, have it like really detailed or whatever.
Yeah, but it's just like at that, like to me, it's just like, it's not really. I mean, I think I have a 4K camera, stuff like that, but from what I've been told by my editors, they say like, hey, I mean, you don't really need to, okay, something like that.
Yeah.
Though I will say it is weird to me to go back and watch like YouTube videos from like 2006 and my favorites playlist, and I'm like, I don't remember the quality being like this.
Yeah.
I just like, well, I hope my quality doesn't look like this later in the future. Like shit, like wow, this is, but yeah, I mean, I don't think much of 4K. I wouldn't use it.
Yeah.
4K mid.
All right, let me check on Twitter here of any questions we have.
Oh yeah, happy birthday Naruto and welcome back Bleach, because I should say that.
Happy birthday Milo Pony, friendship is magic.
Yeah, Naruto and ponies, two goated series.
And also my dad's birthday is today.
Happy birthday to your dad too.
It's Saber's birthday tomorrow, so in like 2 hours.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to Saber tomorrow.
All right, let's see on Twitter here. For Q&A from the Retro Kid says, a new update I heard so far for the Powerpuff Girls revival that's in development, that Lauren Faust and Rob Renzetti, who worked on the original, are returning. Bad news is that it's yet to be greenlit. Huh. Oh yeah. I saw this from Lauren Faust posted a sketch of the Powerpuff Girls and said, "Guess what I'm working on today." So that's cool.
Yeah, and also the fact that Craig McCracken, because he was on whatchamacallit, like someone asked him a question. They were like, would the Powerpuff Girls look how they did in the movie? Like, you know how like the movie designs,
yeah.
It was like the movie and then the show kept those movie designs, and then he was like, or are they going to be like pre movie designs? And he said, I plan on using the series designs of the girls, so like pre-movie. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Like they'll be back to pre-movie, and then like he was actually answering a lot of questions, because he's talking about like we stopped using real cells on the episodes, all chalked up. Everything was digital color from then on. Digital color is such a massive time saver, and that shows we never went back. And then someone asked him like, oh, like, you think you'll be using the original color palette, or will it look more digital? Because they were saying like, oh, because digital coloring can either look like too cold and too clean. And so he was like, oh, I always add like a grain effect on all my stuff that adds warmth and like softens everything together. So
yeah.
So it sounds like it's going to be really good.
Yeah. All right, from Brandon King on Twitter saying, today is Mental Health Awareness Day. What is your favorite representation of a mental issue in a cartoon/anime, and why? I've personally related a lot to Luffy from One Piece because I'm autistic.
Is Luffy autistic?
I don't know. Did they ever say?
I know Luffy. Oh no, I'm not gonna talk on it. I know Donnie from Rise TMNT is autistic, apparently.
Oh, did they confirm that?
The writer, they said like they wrote him in a way that was supposed to be like that could be interpreted that way. Okay. So I guess Donnie from Rise of TMNT would be probably someone like that.
This actually came out last year. You know Arlo the Alligator Boy? They did the series on Netflix called We Love Arlo, and I think the series is like really good.
Is it over?
I don't know if they're doing another season or not. But in that series, they do tackle a bunch of different things, and one of them is the cat girl that was in the movie in the show. She has like problems with attention. And it's like, oh, it seems like she has ADD, and there's like a really good episode that goes over that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Good. That's all right. Nice. Good on the kids getting their mental health.
Let's see, Nathaniel Foga asking, what's a video game you guys would like to see get a theatrical film adaptation?
Spider-Man. Oh, wait. Let me see.
I mean, after seeing the Illumination, like, Mario teaser, I mean, I would like to see... I know at some point, like, there there were those things about like Nintendo working with Netflix about doing series for like Zelda and Star Fox, where like Star Fox was going to be like a stop motion type thing.
Netflix has
With
been winning with like the game shows.
yeah,
Though.
yeah.
Like
I wish
Cyberpunk,
I wish
Castlevania.
Nintendo would do that with their new like pictures studio to where they work with Netflix to do like series of shows.
Arcane.
Yeah. Because like a
Yeah,
Zelda series or a Star Fox series would be really good. As far as like a movie go, like if somebody mentioned in my chat on Twitch a while back about if Gendy could do a Metroid series because he's really good at like shows that have little dialogue.
Oh no, that'd be hype.
Yeah.
That'd be super. Gendy, fucking fuck that Popeye shit. Get over here. Do Samus. Make Samus hot. Gendy don't miss. We need him to do Samus.
The only thing he'll have a Gending.
Yeah. Oh. Did Dexter have a Gending?
Well, the thing
I
is, like,
guess
if you say like, oh, the series ended after the movie special they did, then it
Okay.
doesn't. But like, if you ignore the other seasons that came afterwards,
Yeah, those are by the other person. So fuck. Dota Dragon's Blood. Yeah, I voice acted in
yeah,
that.
yeah, and like, Long Knives in the chat says like, there's already a Metroid movie. It's called Ridley Scott's Alien. Like, yeah, like I mean, that's what Metroid is based on. Is pretty much it's very inspired by the Alien franchise.
And Ridley is a xenomorph.
Yeah, and Ridley is like the name of the main antagonist.
That's bullshit. Ridley would fuck a xenomorph up.
Yeah, he would.
Fuck that shit up. He's a dragon.
He's a space dragon.
He's a space talking dragon.
Major Beck is out asking, since One Piece is nearing the end and Bleach is airing new episodes, what are your opinions on each of Shonen Jump's big three series in retrospect? Now that we're roughly 10 to 15 years removed from their peak popularity, I haven't watched any of them, so this is all Jess.
Okay. Let's see. Bleach. I'm gonna be real. I haven't seen. Actually, I'm not gonna. I know the story of Bleach. I haven't watched all of it.
Ryan, we're talking about Ridley Scott, the director, not Ripley, the character.
Yeah. Come on, Ryan. Let's see. One Piece is my fave, and I think it still holds up tremendously. It's just like you got to get used to the art style. Naruto, really good for a point, but then they do this thing where all the cool characters become like side characters instead of like having them be integral to the story, which One Piece kept, which I was like, so it's still awesome show. And then there are some arcs that are just kind of Naruto, but Naruto's still a really great show. I would say Naruto has the best fight choreography out of all of them when it comes to martial arts skill. Like, it's the best fight choreography, no contest there. Just when martial skills. Bleach, most drip, most aesthetics. Like the forms are cool, the style is cool, the anime titties are phenomenal. I'm just gonna say they are. Bleach women are whoo damn. But yeah, I think it's like a very cool aesthetic with Bleach. There's some what I think is really funny is okay. So this last arc, this is an arc that a lot of people, when they read it in the manga, they were like, "That's it? Like that wasn't that good." But like the fact that Bleach has come back, they switched their tune up. So like when it gets to that part in the manga, I'm just waiting for everyone on Twitter to turn, just be like, "Yeah, I don't know why they brought this back." So shit like that. So I'm very interested. But yeah, I would say like One Piece, Naruto, then Bleach.
Let's see. Ganimba Prince on Twitter asking, what's the anime that each of you are planning to watch for this fall season, and which anime do you think will be anime of the year?
I mean, like, there's so much, like fucking My Hero, Mob Psycho, Spy Family, Chainsaw Man, Bleach.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning to watch. That as far that's like new is like Chainsaw Man, because I'm excited to see that.
Yeah,
and then also Uzaki-chan just came out, so.
Oh yeah, Uzaki-chan. Yeah, there we go. They should have brought Nagatoro back as well, so they had to do it. And they got rid of
that comes out in January.
They got rid of Uzaki's skin fang, y'all.
They got rid of her skin fang.
That's some bullshit. Like, it grew on me. Damn.
And then another one from Enigma Prince says, what's your favorite show, anime, or movie where, whether it was good or bad, the true standout of said medium was its soundtrack. The true standout
Kill la
was
Kill had a great soundtrack.
I will say,
Kill la
like,
Kill.
I did not like Chappie, but I love the soundtrack to it. Like, that was the standout to me for that.
Oh yeah, there are
Yeah.
so many movies like that where it's just like the sound, like Batman Forever or like fucking Space Jam, or like, you know, like there's like a lot of movies where the soundtrack is just a fucking banger, and it's just like what like Spawn, it's fucking Spawn, the '90s movie
Yeah.
for Spawn that had a banger soundtrack. Like shit, like Fully Cooley, yeah, that's another great one.
From Kevin says, out of the main 6, or the main human 7, for ponies, who do you think would be the most interesting in watching horror movies all throughout Halloween?
Most interesting to watch horror movies with?
Yeah.
Well,
Basically.
Fluttershy has watched all of Evangelion, so
Yeah.
that should tell you something. Okay, canonically, I'm not even joking, chat. Fluttershy canonically watched the "I'm so fucked up" scene in fucking My Little Pony. Okay, so she saw that. I would say watch a horror movie with Pinky. Would not shut up. Twilight would be analyzing, like, oh, do you think they used rubber for that? Like, do you think that's just like Twilight? Shut up right now. Rainbow Dash would just, I would be out of there. I'd kick his ass. Like, shut up,
She would.
Dash. Oh God. Applejack would be like, well, that's just impractical. Why don't you go out the door? All right, shit like that. So Rarity.
I feel like Sunset.
My.
I feel like Sunset would be chill.
Sunset would just be chill watching it.
Yeah.
Like she would. It's just like, yeah, I think Sunset, honestly, if you're going with the human ones, yeah, she would just be the chillest.
Jeremy Soto on Twitter asking, are you guys excited for the Owl House? I got season 3 coming up. I need to catch up with season 2.
I need to catch up with season 2 as well.
Yeah.
Mm.
Then Deegan Denigan on Twitter asking, today is the 12th anniversary of MLP FIM. I wonder what you guys think the biggest impact MLP G4 had on the animation industry. The biggest impact it had on the animation industry? That's interesting.
On the animation industry, that is an interesting thing.
I will say that I guess one big impact it had was as far as like cartoons based on toy properties that were like, oh wait, we can actually put more effort into this. Because like,
I'd say that, but Transformers did it really well.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Transformers.
I mean, at least for like toys targeted towards girls, I would say.
Oh yeah, for girls most definitely.
Because we did have like the Littlest Pet Shop show after that, and then the other Littlest Pet Shop show.
Yeah, that got canceled.
Which that was also Hasbro.
Yeah. Yeah, what would fuck? I can't think of anything. I mean, you see ponies and more stuff. Yeah. Like as a meme now. Like it's just like they were showing up in other things. Like
I will say, like, as far as I haven't really seen, at least I haven't really seen any other show before then, besides maybe Adventure Time, and that came out the same year. That became like so that was so communicative as far as like the creators of the show and the fans. That was like so communicative between the fans and the creators. That was really the first show I saw that with. Besides like Adventure Time, which also had some of that as well. And that's probably because social media was starting to blow up around that time, so a lot of shows were getting that.
Right.
So that's definitely something I'd say it had an impact on.
Right.
Because now I see a lot more like back and forth on social media between like the creators of cartoons and the fans.
Sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was good.
Ryan Walderson asking, speaking of out of the box, next week PB&J Otter and Bear in the Big Blue House finally drop on Disney Plus. Which it will,
Wait, really?
which will be Bear's 25th anniversary. In relation, any Playhouse Disney or just Disney Channel in general memories?
I remember Roly Poly Oly when I was homesick.
Yeah. Every time I was homesick, I just watched the Disney Channel and see those shows.
Yeah, it's Roly Poly. Oh, and then there was one with fucking this kid with a weird head and his monkey or fish or whatever. Wait, what was it?
What was that one?
It was like this kid, Stanley, and his goldfish. I don't know what I'm
Fuck are
talking
you
about.
talking
Stanley,
about?
goldfish.
This is just like Oswald the
Cartoon.
Octopus.
Yeah, I know, right? This is just like Oswald the Ogre. You didn't believe it. Chat, there was back in the day, I was trying to tell Paleo there was a show called Oswald with an octopus. He had no idea what the fuck I was talking about. He didn't believe me. And yeah, so, yeah. Oh, Stanley. It was literally called Stanley.
Stanley?
Yeah, it was about this kid, and he had like this goldfish that talked to him. And then like he had like a older brother who was chill to him. And then like
Oh,
they went on
I
adventures.
recognize this, I think, but I don't think I ever watched it.
Yeah, I remember watching it when I was like
Yeah.
fucking sick from school.
Huh.
Uh,
All right. That's all that I have on Twitter here for questions. So let me see when the next podcast is gonna be. And I'm also gonna be doing a new stream next Monday. I'm having like them every other Monday in between. But next
Nice.
one's gonna be on the 24th of October. Right before Halloween. Or the week before, the week before Halloween.
Nice.
But yeah, and I'll also be streaming on Twitch, so if you follow me there, that's in the description. And I'm gonna be streaming a bunch of things this week. I'm doing a work stream tomorrow. And like I said earlier in the show, I'm gonna be watching the anime Mario movie with Saber on Wednesday. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
But thank you everybody for coming out, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, Nee.